I hear that train coming, rolling around the bend. I ain't seen the sunshine, I don't know when. I'm stuck in Folsom Prison, and time keeps dragging on. And I hear that lonesome whistle on the San Antone.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Sunday morning, November 5th, I think. Got the motorcycle, getting ready to head up to Tennessee from Florida. My grandfather passed away the other day, and so we're headed up there for the funeral. Well, I'm headed up there by myself. Just figured I would take the motorcycle up because why not? I don't know how I feel about my grandfather passing. You know, I'm sad about it, but at the same time, I've always been pretty objective about this kind of thing. You know, death is just a part of life. Something that I've always said. I'm gonna miss him. Looking forward to the trip, actually. Get to see everybody that I haven't seen in a long time, a few years for some of them. So come along and ride with me. I'm gonna get some shots on the bike, and I didn't bring my real camera at all this time. This is the same thing I did in New Orleans. I just don't have room for it on my motorcycle with all the stuff I'm taking for just general toiletries and clothes and everything else. Also, I don't have a decent microphone set up for this thing, so if the sound quality sucks, it just sucks. So we're just gonna all have to deal with it together. Anyway, we'll catch you on the road, unless I die in some kind of fiery collision or something. People hate when I say that shit. I've been here since late Sunday night. We had the funeral today for my grandfather. Lots of family in. Yesterday I didn't get to record any. You know, everybody's coming in from different parts of the country, or different parts of the South, rather. I got off to myself. I had to get out of there for a little bit. I love my family to death, but I just can't be around so many people all the time. I don't know. It's just the way I am, but anyway, we're going to take the scoot. We're going to hook up the GoPro to my helmet and take the scoot through some of the back roads here at home. And I hope you enjoy the sights as much as I do. It's a beautiful part of the country. It really is. We'll see you out there. Well, this little town's called Blaine. Not a whole lot going on up here, really. This isn't the specific town that I'm from. I actually grew up in Knoxville, South Knoxville. And my only experience up in this part of the country, or this part of the state growing up, was I would go fish in this little spot not too far from where my dad lives now. Sometimes. There's like a little tributary that leads to the Holston River, which we'll see here in a few minutes. This is a zero stoplight town. We used to have, this used to be 2-lane through here, you know, almost 20 years ago when Dad moved up here, with one blinking light up this way, but I don't know what happened to that light, but it ain't here no more. Churches everywhere, man. This is the most religious part of the country. Well, the South in general, but it's funny coming through Georgia. It was like alternating signs. You'd have an all-nude strip club advertised, a couple of billboards, and then you'd have Bible verses every other billboard. So it's like, you know, pick your poison. Jesus or titties, what do you want? It was a good trip up here though on Sunday. Took me about 12 hours, 710 miles. You might say, Mike, that's a long damn time to go 700 miles, and you're right, it is. Look, man, I'm not in no hurry. I'm not one of those guys that's like, hey, oh, I made it. I did the Castle Run in 12 parsecs or whatever it was. I don't remember. I've never once ridden a motorcycle through these roads. Every time we visit, it's in a car or so. And this is the first time I've gotten out since I pulled in Sunday night. I mean, on my own. And I've ridden with family to go do different things and whatnot, but funeral today felt a little different than normal funerals. It's almost like there wasn't a whole lot. Oh, I thought this was the bridge. There wasn't a whole lot of sadness. I think everybody was kind of prepared more for Granddad's death than they were Grandma's death. A few years ago when that happened, I'm not saying anybody valued either one of them more or less than the other. It just seemed like everybody was kind of at peace with everything, you know. During the it was kind of neat. We pulled in. My grandfather's a veteran. He's a Korean War veteran, and they buried him in his uniform. He was in the Air Force. So when we got to the National Cemetery, they had the honor guard there waiting for him. We actually thought there was another family still there having their funeral. We were actually getting a little upset that they weren't done yet, because we were scheduled for 11:30, and by God, it was 11:30. But no, they were there waiting for us. They were standing at attention. They were saluting the car as it came in. And I'm not going to lie to you, man, during the ceremony when they were folding the flag and they gave it to my Uncle Jay, I did get a little bit teary-eyed. I'm proud of my granddad. He and I didn't see eye to eye on the most important thing in his life always was, I mean, aside from family, and maybe even more than family, was his relationship with his religion. If you know me, you know I'm not religious at all. Well, I'm not a Christian. I have my beliefs, be it what they are, but that's not the time for this. But I'm not Christian, I'm not Muslim, I'm not any of the Abrahamic faiths. But that man was devoted to it his whole life, and I can respect that. I mean, I completely respect that if you're going to be devoted to it. The only issue that I had was that I couldn't have a conversation with my grandfather there the last 10 years or so about anything, because it would always just be focused around when am I getting back in church, and when talking about the Lord's coming. And hey man, I appreciate your zeal towards your faith. You know, my uncles, my dad, they're all Christian men as well, and I can respect that. But they don't hound me to death with it. I can't take it. So for a long time I avoided talking to my own grandfather, you know. He would call and I wouldn't answer because I knew where the conversation was going. Maybe that's selfish. But in his honor, you know, today they asked, my dad and my Uncle Alan played guitar, and he asked me to play ukulele. We played a gospel song at his funeral. I don't believe in the stuff that the gospel song talked about, but I looked at it as basically honoring my grandfather and what he stood for, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I got no problem playing that gospel song in his honor. And also, honestly, my cousin David Jr. played a couple songs too. They were also gospel songs, and I appreciated them. Not just for, oh, there's a Holston River. Ain't that pretty? I love the Holston River. There's some good trout in there. It was kind of nostalgic though, you know, being raised in church, whether I wanted to be in church or not. And this is real Southern kind of gospel music, so it's not I don't know, it's not the kind of stuff that everybody hears, but gospel bluegrass type sound, you know, 3-chord progressions, and I liked hearing him singing that stuff. Again, it's not the message, and I've never listened to music for the message in terms of what the lyrics stood for, but you know what those songs mean to me, listening to them as sang by my cousin David Jr. Just a reminder of my childhood growing up, Burnett Creek Baptist Church. I don't expect everybody to completely understand that, you know. A lot of people listen to that kind of music so they can get whatever message that they're looking for. No, just a nostalgic reminder. I was also talking to the wife a couple times since I've been here, obviously. Hey, about how this is home, but it don't feel like home. You know what I mean? Like, I'm from here, I admire the beauty, my family's here, but I don't fit in, if that makes any sense. And there for a while, man, it's kind of funny, before we moved to Florida, I had my heart set on moving back here, moving back home. But I'm glad we didn't, because it just, I don't fault anybody at all, but it just feels not too slow necessarily, just, I don't know. We just at different speeds, man. I mean, obviously I'm proud of the place being where I'm from, otherwise I wouldn't be riding around right now just to get video of the beautiful countryside back here. Now we're in November, it's early November, so we missed a lot of the leaf turning colors, but there's still, you know, some pretty yellows and oranges and reds on some of these trees where the leaves ain't falling off completely yet. Now what really sucks is I know how rednecks drive back here, and a lot of them on these curves, they'll take them wide so they can make the turn a little bit easier, and I gotta really watch out for that. There was a lot of accidents growing up on the little road I grew up on just from that very thing. Hell, we saw one earlier. Some guy was trying to cut some corner, and a Ford Ranger hit the ass end of a trailer, a heavy duty trailer, hauling some farm equipment.